Hello everyone, welcome to Wednesday's No Man's Sky theme park build. I am here and Zabby is back from their break. How are you doing, Zabby?
Doing all right, mostly better, but still gonna have to mute a bit for the occasional coughing a lung out. It's getting less often though, so it's better.
Yeah, that's a bummer. So, our objective today is to finish off the bleachers of the bumper car area. And I'm making a rule change for harvesting rocks in the area and trees. For some reason, I kept on forgetting that rocks and trees respawn in the area. So you can harvest to your content rocks and trees in the area because they'll just respawn.
All right. And now that I've also got my character restored back from that experimental attempt, I still have a whole giant mess of pure ferrite if we need that.
Okay.
Just one stack of regular ferrite dust. And, yeah, usable amount of carbon, not enough to actually do any construction with right now.
Yeah. I'm making a slight change to the base. Let me do this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
And of course, everything is going to be stone, so once again, all the resources I have are kind of useless.
Okay, so we got the base of the walkway done. I decided instead of doing a dipping downstairs, just to do a straightaway for the walkway.
All right.
Why are we... And then let's go... here. And these. I'm gonna continue... Let's go there. There. I just want to get the first ring done. Okay, need more silicate power. So if you need the silicate, definitely go away from the base. Or warp somewhere else. Like I'm gonna warp to my freighter and go to that moon base and moon area that you had. And I'm gonna grab a huge chunk of silicate.
All right.
So, not something that we can buy, so it's something we have to harvest.
Yeah, luckily it's easy enough.
Yeah, it'd be funny if they actually did sell silicate on the marketplace. So, oh, announcement on Sundays, the City Heroes Sundays. There is going to be an extra stream. And that stream is going to be a hardcore gameplay with specific rule sets I have to play by. And the reason being is there is another YouTuber called Nonat1 that created these rule sets with his community that's gonna make it really, really fun. Such as when your character dies, you delete the character. And a lot more other rules. So you want to check that out. That's going to be on Sundays from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Let's see. What ship do I want?
I suppose.
Do I have two
on
of
there
them?
if you.
Okay, there's one. I have 2 racers. Why? Let's jump into one. Don't know why I have 2 Starborn racers. I'm not gonna complain. Let's just fly down here. So, Sticky, how's it going, man? Yes, there is a hardcore option on one of the City Heroes servers, the Thunder Spy server, when you create a character, it will literally ask you, do you want standard, Iron Man, or hardcore? And hardcore does the automatic deletion. It makes it so you cannot access what is it? The auction house and things like that. Let's get the Minotaur. We're gonna jump in the Minotaur. We're gonna do our mining in the Minotaur. Wait, let's check the Minotaur. Do we have silica power in there? No, we do not. It's all fun and games until the mountain group snipers.
Yeah, a lot of enemies in there that are considered somewhat problematic become a lot worse when all of a sudden it's just a one and done run on it there.
Yeah. So I'm also working with Nonat to do some what is it? Some collaborative stuff. So that should be cool.
Nice.
So it's just gonna take time because he's a very busy guy. So
Never. That's basically one of the hardest parts for streamers to do is getting collabs worked out.
yeah.
Like, for us, it's easy because, we basically live on the same schedule and we're right next to each other. But for people who aren't roommates, that's a different matter entirely.
Exactly. Plus, we've worked on so many jobs together.
Weapon charge depleted.
Sticky. Oh yeah, giant. Well, it's like, did you ever check my stream where I got taken out by a purple skull?
Technology recharge.
So that will tell you there. And the great thing is there was no death penalty I was going by. But I went to res myself, and in the middle of the res animation, they killed me again. But Nonat's doing it on the Homecoming server, and so it's everything's self-imposed. But he does it on the Homecoming server because he wants to play on the one that's been licensed by NCSoft because he doesn't want to have to worry about the threat of the server being shut down. And I understand that, but there's so many servers out there and the source code is now out there and wild that if a server gets shut down, I'm sure other people would jump up and make a server.
Technology recharge.
Yeah, there are all sorts of ways that he died randomly,
Yeah.
ignominiously. So I'll have to go back through the archives and make a greatest hits of that.
Yeah, you guys are free to clip my stuff. You guys are more than welcome to do that, to go through live streams and clip things. I don't mind. Because the way YouTube has it set up, with my logo and everything like that, and my unique voice, it is perfectly fine. In fact, I encourage you guys to clip things. Yeah, I mean, it's a simple cease and desist letter is all that they have to send, and if they don't oblige by the cease and desist letter, it's court time. And that's the reason why we don't have the Tabula Rasa server that was originally set up by the guys who do the Homecoming services. They got the cease and desist letter, and lo and behold, they stopped doing the Tabula Rasa. Oh. But yeah, there's still more. This Monday is probably going to be the last stream for working on the the scenes for stream starting, stream ending, and be right back. So that's gonna move over to Mondays being the streams. Doing after that is gonna be streams of making the models for Thunder Spy.
Technology recharge.
And then once those models are done, it's going to go into making a video game. Yes, I am going to be making a video game. It's a solo project. Zavvy has helped out with it in the past, but we talked about it. He let me know that it's not a game he's that interested and passionate on working about, which it's the way me and Zavvy work. You know, me and him, we just communicate with each other and let each other know, hey, I'm not interested in this, and the other person just immediately goes, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's the initial part of, okay, here's kind of the premise of getting it set up. That was all right, but it's quickly ground down into just, okay, there's the parts that would be difficult aren't especially interesting at the moment, and with everything else that's going on.
But if I remember correctly, you did say that if interest peaks and it starts bringing in money and stuff like that, and it needs your help, you would jump on board and help out. That, if I remember correctly?
And you know, I'm fairly mercenary. I mean, money is a great way to convince me to do something I'm not normally excited about.
Well, that and plus, it's getting paid to code video games. I know you. You get paid to code video games. It's like, okay. Because both you and I have worked on projects that we had no interest in whatsoever. But because it was in the gaming industry and we were paid well, we were like, okay. That and it was a position advancement for me. It was a straight across the board transition for you. You were holding the same position. But
Well, and that's what I'm thinking about. It also led into, okay, let's move from test into development, and unlike a certain other employer, this one actually followed through with it.
yes.
It didn't have as much duration as I'd have hoped, but it did happen still.
That's partially our fault. We did such a good job as testers that the publishers that hired us out to make the game did not have the money to pay off the full amount.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean we have to pay all these milestones? You hit your goals. You weren't supposed to hit those goals.
Exactly, because most indie developers, most small development teams meet like about 50% to 75% of the milestones. They always miss milestones. And we tested the milestones. Now, if I remember correctly, didn't the owners say not to test milestones and we snuck it in anyways?
I think he said like something like, okay, they're not a priority or something like that on there. But I mean, since at the same time we were also still doing the other job there, which, you know, was professional standards.
Yep.
We're not going to break that habit, especially when it's not that much more effort.
Exactly. Plus, I mean, look at what ended up happening. They made the full amount. Now, if the publisher would have actually had the money that they promised instead of over-promising, I'm pretty sure that company would still be around.
Yeah, there's the one other thing, but we won't go into that as well.
Yeah.
But the project I was working on, it had a good chance to go live, but unfortunately, there was another project beyond that prevented it from doing so.
Yeah. It's just some bad decisions made.
Yeah.
And the thing is when you're working at a company and you see some bad decisions made at a company, learn from those decisions. Because that's what me and Zabby have done for our game development stuff. Is we learn from mistakes working at other companies.
Mm-hmm.
And we go, oh, don't do this. This is bad.
And
Plus
if someone
some of
else is
our own
paying for the
experience.
lesson, then get it for free when you can.
Yeah, oh yeah. Especially when you're getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
We got paid for that lesson. Or at least
Yeah.
you got paid for a good chunk of it.
Hey, you got a fair amount as well.
Oh yeah. I wasn't around as long because they already had a bunch of graphics people. They needed more programmers. And so that's the reason why I didn't carry over from the test lead to graphics person. They didn't need another graphics person.
I mean, you still got something, because you did the work for the prototype version of what I worked on there. You got
Yes,
something off
I
that,
did,
right?
I did the UI. In fact, I remember when the company that was wanting the game made, the creator of the IP, I remember you coming back and saying in the meeting that he was highly impressed with the UI design. And how the UI design that I'd done felt like it came from what he was envisioning. And that made me feel good.
Yeah.
That made me feel like, okay, it's one of those things where, people will say, like nowadays it's minimalist UI. Well, yeah, you can do minimalist UI, but there's exceptions to the rules. And there's a game that, Zabby's going to be working on in the future, definitely, that we're working on, where the UI is you looking outside a window. And there's shelves on the side and stuff of the things that you interact with. And that's a majority of the game. Or half of the game view. And I remember people just saying, you don't want that big of a UI. Then they actually see it fully in effect and they're like, you know what? That works with the field. That works with the
immersion.
Immersion, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Just my mind wouldn't reach to it. But it worked with the immersion, and that's the thing. If more of a UI adds to the immersion, then do it. If less of a UI adds to the immersion, then do that. Do whatever works for the immersion.
Yeah, I mean, each project as well. I mean, like the same thing applies to websites, for example. And yeah, our training covered those as well. But specifically for games on here, it's every game is going to have a certain feel that you want to go for. And ideally, I mean, I think, at least I'm kind of the holistic view of it, and I think you are as well, where every part of the game needs to be made to support that purpose. I mean, if it's not doing that, or worse, if it's working against it, then you have to consider just how important is that one feature, or that one aspect, really.
Exactly.
Because if it is not in support, it's probably worth cutting.
Well, look at New Dawn. With the graphics that they have for the icons of their new powers and their new, the archetypes and power sets they put in don't match with the rest of the game. And so it breaks immersion and feel of the game because it's something totally different. Now, if they were to change all of the icons to be like that, then it wouldn't break immersion. It'd be a change in the immersion. But the people running New Dawn haven't done that. So it's this really harsh snapping effect. And it just feels wrong. And there's times where we don't even notice something. Just like we've mentioned before, about the game that we were working on. That was a mix of pinball and miniature golf. And someone mentioned to us that, change it from horizontal to vertical for the slider of power and make it look like a pinball shooter. And we did that, and it totally changed the feel of the game in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And both me and you went, duh, why didn't we think about that? And there's a simple answer to that. When you're so close to a project, you don't see some of the things, which is sort of why I want to stream the game development stuff. Is you guys viewing it will see things that I'm not realizing, bring that up and say, hey, this doesn't seem to look right. I'll either let you know it's a placeholder or go, oh, thank you very much, you just improved the game.
Yeah, I mean, a large part of it, it's kind of like the same idea behind rubber duck debugging over in coding, which is just on your own, it's just you have something on the side there and you're just pretend you're explaining everything to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
That act of having to go through, reevaluate what you've done, and offer it, and basically walk through it with someone who has no idea of all the assumptions that you've already made, can help you get down to what's actually going on. And and again, that's kind of the same thing for why I want to do my own development streams as well, where it's just some person in chat goes, hey, why are you doing that? Then stop, think, and maybe come to the realization, is that something I actually should be doing?
Yep.
And I mean, either way, it's going to be helpful for development and hopefully helpful for the audience. Either they learn something or they feel they contributed.
Exactly.
And learn something.
Well, that's the reason why I do things like the Friday live streams where you guys get to make a member on the team. The main objective I want with that is I want more engaging for you guys. I want you guys to have that adrenaline rush and that fear or excitement when something happens to the character you created. And I'm hoping that happens. I've seen it in the comments from Coolness. I know Coolness has felt it because he watched last week's stream finally, and he's like, the beatdown. Why the beatdown? I'm like, sorry, it was for the greater good. And we're having this little conversation on the back. And so that's part of the fun. I mean, Sticky, you have Sticky Fingers on the team. When Sticky Fingers goes to pick up the ball or is going to get hit, that adds a little bit more to it than just regularly watching. Am I right? And Zappy, you can respond to that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it kind of expands out the narrative. Effectively, that's kind of what you're doing when you're doing a Blood Bowl match. You're making a narrative out of that round on it there, and by getting people invested in the actual players, well, that helps bring them into it.
Yep.
Yeah, and the fact Sticky Fingers still lives as a cosmic enigma to this day.
And what's even better is he's a better thrower than Warp Slinger is. At least for picking up the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, we look at the stats for Warp Slinger picking up the ball versus Sticky Fingers picking up the ball. I think Sticky Fingers has failed once, and I've lost counts of how many times Warp Slinger's missed. But I think Warp Slinger 2 does it as revenge to what I accidentally did to his brother.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know, watch the Blood Bowl live streams. You'll see what I'm talking about. I still take ownership of it. It's my whoops.
And most people's whoops doesn't mean that a body's being carried off the field. But hey, that's Blood Bowl.
Okay, it was a big whoops.
Yeah, it's going to take a little more than a my bad to cover that.
Let me guess. It's going to be Warp Slinger 3, 4, and 5. Still not picking up the ball. I believe Sticky, that Sticky Fingers will evolve. And that's my focus, is now that Warp Slinger has a level, we need to get Sticky a level, which means Sticky needs to be throwing the ball more and stuff like that. And because Three Toes is like the god of the team right now, and deservingly so, I'm thinking of not handing it off to Three Toes and just having Sticky run the ball. I thought about having Warp Slinger throw Sticky the ball. The problem is that wouldn't guarantee you get the ball.
I think for actually doing the passes itself, Warp Slinger's been doing all right.
The passes, yes. It's the pickup of the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are correct. Baby falling is a common whoops in Warhammer. Are you in a ship harvesting?
In my own Minotaur.
Okay. It's just, you're in the mid-air. You're hovering on nothing.
It's just the way that there must be a little bit of a desync, because you're doing the same thing on my side. I see the ground like 3 suit heights below you. You're just standing there.
I'm actually zooming in and gonna take a picture. Yeah, it's gotta be a desync. Because when I look at this, your thrusters are still on the back. But like a solid.
Well, the thing is, just now was actually the first time I've actually jumped.
It was before that.
Yeah.
There was an orange. Yeah, an orange butt the whole entire time. Okay, let's see how much we have in our inventory of... Let's break these apart. Those are all broken up. We're going to transfer this to the suit, this to the suit. We'll transfer this to the suit. Okay. I am going to go ahead and head back and start putting parts in. For the, what is it? For the stance. Let me switch. I don't want that ship.
Yeah, so I've got about another half stack of ferrite dust for the outer walls.
Okay.
Still fairly low on silicate, but part of it though is not getting a great amount of carbon when I'm going for the silicate. So I think I'll do the silicate mining back over on the theme park planet, just a bit ways away.
Yeah.
So then I can just pop up to the top, harvest a couple forests, and then be good as far as carbon goes.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, let's finish off this current charge here.
I want to get myself a dreadnought ship. I so want to get myself a dreadnought freighter now if they're available. I like that. We're training a bunch of giant rats to play football. In all regards, we're doing well. Yeah. I 100% agree with that, Sticky.
Welcome in, Modded Mess.
Hi, Modded Mess. How you doing today? Okay, let's get back to the theme park. Now we got a bunch of silicate powder. No, we do not need to do a scan. We need to teleport. We're gonna go bases. Want this one. Go. You know what I really think I need to start doing? I need to get in touch with everyone that is wanting to be a part of the pen paper role playing game. Streams and videos, and see what times are good for them so we can start scheduling out and what game they'd be interested in.
Yeah, that would not go amiss.
Because I know what your schedule is, so I don't need to ask you. And I know what your thoughts are on what games. This one. Roll back up. So, and anyone listening in, if you're interested in joining in on something like that, and don't mind just having your voice in the videos or live streams, you don't have to have a camera, just your voice. You're more than welcome to join. You just have to let me know, and the easiest way to let me know is through Discord. You can send me a direct message. Because I don't want just for it to be all YouTubers. I want it to also be somewhat of a community thing where we can rotate people out if need be. Maybe even special guests. I could have you guys play one shot of characters if you just want to do it short term.
Yeah, no, I've seen a few kind of the more long running ones where they go through and, okay, here's the standard group that are in regularly, and then for like each chunk of a story arc, they'll just have an extra player slot that guest players swaps into every now and then.
You know, it'd be sad if our Skaven team got beaten up by goblins. Just sad.
I mean, it is kind of their nemesis so far.
The greenskins are the nemesis. I wouldn't say the goblins are the nemesis.
I mean, the goblins are the ones that have consistently done the most damage. I mean, the orcs have, yeah, they've beaten some people up, but they generally get back up again afterwards. It's the goblin focus on it there. Those guys have been brutal.
Yeah. But we've also done huge amounts of damage to goblins, too.
Yeah, it's about attrition, though. And goblins are kind of cheap and easy to replace. Skaven, while also cheap, seem to be a little bit harder. Plus, there's also just the additional humiliation factor.
Yeah. Being beaten up by goblins.
Yep.
Yeah. Got that section done. Where's our... Okay, there we go. Go down to this. Oh, we need stone. Then down to... Then we get that corner. Go here. No. We're out of build range. We might need to put down another base locator soon.
Oh, you're right at the very edge there, huh?
Yep.
How's that tried? How's that wind up working out if you try and get multiple bases over into the same zone?
It works out fine. I've done it before.
Okay.
I mean, there was one where I had to use 2 bases because there was a an electrical area available, you know, just out of range of my base. And so I created another base right next to it and then used some wiring and batteries to connect the two.
Yeah, that's actually what I was just about to ask, if the power grids can connect between them. So,
Yes.
because remember when I ran into that situation years ago when I was actually playing solo, I basically wound up having to go through and kind of force the bubble out by like, okay, plant a power pole, go another couple hundred units, plant a power pole, go a couple hundred units. It worked fine going out, but there's always the chance there when, like on reloading, where it might just spontaneously snap back and lose everything.
And then that may still happen. I'm not 100% sure.
It's terraforming a planet by covering it in bases.
Oh god, I don't think anyone's ever done that.
Well, I mean, if you have a good supply chain giving you all the material, well, that'll significantly help. But these planets are, and they are, yes, they're scaled down from what you would have a planet actually be, but they're still really freaking big.
Yeah. I can't wait for Light No Fire though. Because the idea of them actually building something the size of Earth or bigger, and mountains actually being mountain sized instead of video game mountains. I still love how someone tweeted, you know, him talking about, I'm not gonna overpromise things anymore, and then brings up No Man's Sky or or Light No Fire, him saying the size of Earth and real mountains, not video game mountains. Sean Murray retweeted that, and the retweet, all he says is, oh fuck. Yeah, I mean, he has a sense of humor. And he learned from his mistakes. Got that one. We're all done there, so now we can go to this. Okay. Just have silicate power.
Can we colonize the sun? Well, I mean, if you take a broad enough view on it here, you could technically say that, no, we can't colonize the sun because we're already from here, so you can't make a colony of somewhere that you were already from.
Yeah, but the other thing is if you're talking about...
But the more practical of, yeah, actually landing it, converting it, being able to live, like, within the surface of it. I mean, again, unless you count, like, I want to say it's the heliopause as part of the sun's atmosphere, which it could technically be considered as, no,
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Okay, just need carbon. So, I'm going to start working on getting us carbon. Ooh, one thing I can...
Well, if we need more carbon, I just landed in a soon-to-be former forest.
Okay. One Well, you work on silicate. I'll get carbon. Because
I
we
mean, I
still need a
carbon
lot of
for
silicate.
fuel anyway as well. So
Yeah.
and one for it to keep it going for a while.
Yeah, it's basically a giant fireball. Okay, overheated there. Actually, you know what would help out?
Hmm.
Let's go ahead and bring out the big boy. Oh, that's right, I don't have my... Hey, never mind. I was gonna bring out my hauler, Exocraft, but
Of the Colossus.
yeah. I have to build a bay for it.
Oh, that's why I just summoned my freighter to here, because I've got the...
Yeah, but my freighter's at where your moon base is. I have yet to place a base there.
Ah,
Because I've been too busy with this build. Huh. I have to look up that whole entire thing about Dyson Sphere. I know nothing about.
okay, so... Well, luckily you've got someone who consumes their own weight in Sci-Fi Weekly. So... so, with the Dyson Sphere, the idea is... Like I said, its most basic form. There's obviously tons of possible variations on it. What you do is you build a shell, one astronomical unit away from the sun, and I mean, obviously, you'll want to basically disassemble every planet within that, and probably have to disassemble every other planet in the solar system just to get enough raw materials to do it. And by building an entire sphere within that one AU range on it, you capture all of the sun's solar output, so you basically maximize the amount of energy that you consume from it rather than just the little bit that actually reaches Earth. And you have just so very much possible area to build on to make habitable that, I mean, effectively, assuming nothing happens to the solar system itself, the species wouldn't have to leave anywhere to expand for pretty much until the sun itself literally starts expanding.
Okay.
At which point your entire mega construction is kind of gone.
So it's basically like making a planet around the sun, an artificial planet around the sun.
Yeah, except instead of living on the surface, you're living just inside the surface of it. So you've got the sun at the center of it. There's it's the same sort of idea as basically like there's so like with the like going like to linking it to games like Halo is kind of the idea of a ring world is effectively the same sort of thing, where it's okay, here's where the orbit of the planet would be. Well, let's go one planetary height effectively and then build the ring all the way around that way. Which is, it's On the one hand, yes, technically it's more practical because you're not using as much material, but it's also equally impractical to the point of if you can do one, you may as well just go all the way and do the other.
True. Just as long as there is no tugboat in it, I'm fine. Personal joke between me and Zabby.
Yeah, well, and the rest of the boat cops.
And the rest of the boat cops. So there's about 30 people that are in on that joke, and because of NDA, we cannot say why.
Yeah. But if any of them actually know what that means, hey guys, been a while since we talked.
Exactly. I still keep in touch with a good chunk of those guys, too.
Well, yeah, but you also tend to be a bit more social than I do.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that done. Okay, that also makes sense, Sticky. Thanks for explaining that. So, hopefully that gives me some cred to people. Because if anyone ever says, you know, I know everything, instant lie.
Yeah.
Just that simple. No, I'm easily willing to admit when I don't know something. I think that's one of my greatest things I'm proud of. It's the fact that I do that.
And it's kind of a thing that anyone who goes into creation needs to keep in mind on it there of, and yeah, on the one hand, there's a measure of arrogance of saying that, yes, I made something that's so good that obviously people are going to want to see it, be exposed to it, whatever on it there. But you can't have too much to the point where you're unwilling to admit that, okay, here's something you need to learn, here's something that you need to do better, because if you can't improve, you can't succeed.
Yep.
There's a fine line on it there. You go too far one way, and you basically just keep turning out the same thing that people just get because... Like, if you can get big enough first, then people just get it because, well, it's got this name behind it, so obviously it must be good. And eventually that runs out, as there are a number of companies where that's happened to.
Pokemon. Sorry, I had a cough there.
But then if you go too far the other way, you just get hammered into the dirt by imposter syndrome, and that's just no fun.
Yeah. Just got bit by something. There we go. I bit it back.
Yeah, and thinking, yes, what they're talking about there, that's the variant version of the Dyson Swarm, where it's the same thing. You're trying to capture the whole amount of the sun's energy, just in a slightly more practical manner where things are free-floating rather than having to engineer a super material that can withstand the source of forces necessary to have one continuous whole.
Yeah.
Instead, you just have to manage a bazillion free-orbiting objects and keep them all in the same orbital paths and not interfere with each other, while still being able to make use of all of it. So the coordination involved with all that is...
See, that's where I like being a graphics designer and 3D modeler. If I want to build something like that, I can't. Will it be 100% real? No, it's going to be fantasy-based. But who cares?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about being a creator. Especially a video game creator. It's more about the fun than the realism. Unless the game you're aiming for and promising is based on realism. Then you have to aim for realism. But then again, you set yourself that goal.
Yeah. And unless you make the mistake of going public, and then you have to deal with a board and then the people that they appoint saying, oh, this is a game you're making now.
Which is why I will never let the company we're working on go public.
Yeah.
And if for some reason we decide to quit and the team doesn't want to buy out, they just, you know, they don't want to be a part of the people that own it, and we sell it to a company, I want to make sure that there's rules in place where if the corporation buying out the really?
What do you do?
Okay, now I need to find the hydrogen. So switch to this. Do that kind of scan. There's a bunch over there. So what we'll have to do is do this. Reload ammo.
Yes, okay, the Kardashev scale, I'm pretty sure it's at least logarithmic. It goes up fast.
Yeah. Okay, why? Multi-tool. Mining beam.
Technology recharge.
Go.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
This what? What? Let's go with this.
Technology recharge.
There we go. I forgot that the mining beam I'm using is a mining beam that requires a different type of fuel.
Oh.
Doesn't use carbon.
So it's using it instead. Oh, dihydrogen deuterium.
Yeah. At least I don't have to turn it into jelly. I can just shoot up a bunch of dihydrogen.
Just the out of context view of that. Imagining some spacesuited guy on the street corner there going, it's like, hey, you need the H2? Yeah, I got the pure stuff right here.
Just heard a bunch of pings. There we go. Grab all those. There we go. Oh, I forgot I need to sell off my activated indium. I forgot that while I was doing some things, I went to my money farm and put in my inventory a bunch of activated indium. So I have like 2 full stacks of activated indium in my backpack.
Well, luckily there's that kind of a archive outpost that's right near the
Yep.
theme park, so I'm pretty sure they've got a merchant there.
Yeah, there's a trading outpost there. Okay, let's go ahead. How much do I have now? I really need to start putting things in my bank. I mean, you look at this. I have all of this. I have 3 slots available. This is just sad. I swear, people, I'm not a hoarder. I'm not a hoarder.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with getting all those inventory slots unlocked. You start getting sloppy about it. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I've got plenty of space. I can just hold on to this till later.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is it? That's that. That's that. There it is. Okay, so I got 400 and something now. Go. So for that last message, Sticky, when you're talking about how it's set to 1 galaxy level, are you talking about No Man's Sky, or am I missing something here?
It's continuing off on the Kardashev scale.
Oh,
so
okay.
basically, it's another sci-fi kind of futurist thing where it's... So if you're going to kind of define a civilization, one of the major points of that would be important in defining it is it's effectively its energy harvesting, what it's capable of using. So
Okay.
I think like it's like I don't remember the exact levels on it, but it starts like the low end of this scale is okay, able to utilize all the energy of a planet. So we're below that one right now.
Yeah.
Then it's okay, able to harness all the energy of a star. Then okay, then all right, all the energy of like the star system, of a galaxy, and then okay, of a universe, and possibly of a multiverse, as he's describing on there for the theoretical expansions that have gone out beyond it. Now, whether there's anything that actually can do anything like that, it's a, I mean, it's an infinite universe. Who knows what all's out there?
Yeah.
But
It's a Schrodinger's cat situation.
Nah,
In a
Really?
way, we don't know until we find out. That's how I'm sort of seeing it.
You know what? I think for now we'll just let the artist's interpretation of Schrodinger's cat stand rather than digging into that, because
Yeah.
that's a
That's
trying to
a
go
whole
into the
entire
actual
other
accuracy
can
of
of
that
worms.
is well beyond what I'm willing to do on a Wednesday night.
Oh, come on. Did I finally break Zabby's brain? If I did, I should get an achievement for that.
There's no breaking involved here. I just know what I'm willing to deal with, especially with the... It's one of those subjects where if you don't do your research first,
The hell was
you
that creature
will get
doing?
people...
This creature's like having an electrical spasm right in front of me, and it walks up to me and headbutts me.
I mean, it's just its way of saying hi.
Yeah. At first I thought it was like a graphical glitch, but then it attacked me and then it did the electrical thing again. I'm like, okay, that's not a graphical glitch. That's part of the creature's nature. That's just weird. Because it was like rotating its head around. And the mouth was like the head was shooting off electricity, the mouth or the head. Then it stopped, walked up to me, headbutted me, and then it started the whole entire thing over again. Existential dread. I like that last part. That's good, Sticky. Oh. Just thought I didn't scan that one, but too late. There's the existential dread. And almost everything on the planet, but you don't have a few rocks that you haven't scanned.
And then by the time that you notice that you haven't scanned it, you've already harvested it.
Yeah. Found a creature that's so small it's hidden in the grass. So I'm like, since I see that now. What do you mean no free socks? Suit inventory. Fine, I'll get rid of that. And that. Now open that. How much do I have? Okay, I think I have enough to continue on. Crafting. Made myself all the way around the other side of the... Ah! Okay.
Let's see. Federation, why do you attack that native life form?
Getting attacked? I'm gonna teach these pirates a lesson. And my spaceship almost landed on top of my Minotaur.
Yeah, so you forgot the other factor there of controlled chaos stream, Sticky.
Ah! I'm stuck on the freaking building!
Oh yeah, you just got everyone over here.
Want to play that game? Fine, let's do this. You're gone. I love being able to hit S key and then with the auto lock.
Ah, so you're doing it the easy way, huh?
For now, yeah. When I feel like a challenge, I don't. I just want to get rid of these guys.
Yeah. I'm standing down here at the landing platforms watching the light show.
I wish I could have your view. Damn, there's a lot of them.
Looks like you've got an entire squadron with you, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably why. Figured. Oh, well, Controlled Chaos here. He's got a lot of buddies that are flying with him, so...
There we go.
Oh, and apparently you're destroying those ships got me credit towards Scrapper.
Nice.
Yeah, Sticky says do a barrel roll.
Whee! Do you one bear? loop to loop. And ran into a damn tree.
And now we see why he uses the autopilot.
There you go. In fact, actually, I'll give you a better view. Why barrel roll or do a loop to loop when you can do a corkscrew? That's the fun part about our theme park. There's pirate attacks. See, it comes with an amusing ride we don't even have to build. Like that. Do you want better famous last words? Well, they weren't my last words. And they're definitely not famous. So are you putting in the rest of the bleacher stuff?
First, I'm just selling off a few things real fast here.
Ooh, there is something I want to change. I almost forgot about in the main building. Because if I don't do it now, I'll totally forget about it. We forgot to put some windows in. Speaking of, we need to go here. There is 62.
I mean, the main building is entirely windows.
No, it's not.
All right. Okay, you mean the actual the hub, not the course itself.
The hub, not the bumper car arena. The hub.
Okay.
I need more silicate powder to do what I'm needing to do because I need glass.
All right. Well, I've got 5 on the ship for the actual glass itself.
Exocraft.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm done with all that, and now that the light show's over, it's actually safe to get back over here again.
Yeah, you're right, Sticky. We probably would do that. I mean, heck, when I was young, I did stupid stuff just to impress my friends. It
You mean
worked.
when you were young?
Yeah. It worked.
Yeah,
In fact, it even impressed my dad. I didn't walk right for a while, and my dad took him like half an hour to start walking right again. Word of advice, when riding a bike, do not rack yourself on the bar. It's not fun, especially when you're landing off of a jump. The impressive part of the whole entire thing is during that, I didn't crash. I kept the bike upright. That's what impressed my dad.
Okay, that's where you are. Yeah, and your suit's still hovering in midair.
It is? My suit's
Yep.
staying right next to me. Oh, there you are.
Okay, so we have glass.
Ooh, excellent. That's enough. That should hopefully do it. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'm gonna go finish off that building part that I was talking about. I need to just add the corner windows too. Thinking, should we add a walkway going from here to the bumper arena? From the
It would
main
probably be a
building to the
good
bumper
idea.
arena?
It'd probably be a good idea, but you can't blame me for extending out the scope of things this time. You came up with that one all on your own.
No, that's the reason why I invited you onto the stream, is so I can blame you for stuff like that. It's the whole entire purpose of you being here.
Oh, I see.
There's that. Go X. Here. 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 Now, yeah, it's one glass per.
Yeah, see, I think the main thing that we have to keep in mind with AI is it's going to, if we want it to go well, when we hit the point where we're actually dealing with something like an AGI that like actually capable of thought, of experience, not just kind of doing the word associations that we're dealing now with the large language models, is they've got to be socialized. I mean, you can't expect something that has no communication with others to be able to interact with others in a meaningful manner.
Okay, I am gonna need more glass.
And yeah, you're right there, Siggy. Purpose of friendship is so we have at least one other person we can blame for our faults.
Yep. That's why I'm friends with the Zavi. I mean, I say that out loud.
I'm sure nobody at all heard it is going to hold it over for you for at least the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna come down to you. Oh, you coming to me?
Trying to, but I bet that the little deuterium... Yeah, there we go. The deuterium boost that I picked up is faded right then, so I would not have made it all the way up.
I'll come down to you.
Okay.
There we go.
One. No, okay, yeah, there's the other stack. So I will just give you that one. There you go.
Okay, I'll make
You'll
some
have
of
to
my
refine it
own.
on your own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave you all the refined glass I actually had.
What we'll do, let's split that stack. That up. See. There we go. We'll use half of it to make glass. That's gonna make me 45 pieces of glass. We definitely will have enough for that, and probably even the to do the walkway in glass going across.
Nice.
We will go here.
And yes, again, I'm thinking that when it does come to AI, the problem is the first, almost certainly like the first several generations of true AI are probably going to wind up being born into slavery. That is not going to reflect well in the short term when it happens.
Especially when AI takes over.
But honestly, the worst part of it is not only are they going to be born in slavery, they're then also going to be murdered by their creators because all of a sudden they're not performing the way they're supposed to. So let's just go ahead, reformat and never mind what you actually just destroyed without knowing what you did. Kind of bleak, but unfortunately I don't see anything that says we're going to be able to do better than that.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, if hobbyists get there first, that's probably going to be the best situation there, because hobbyists at least will know what they're trying to do and are willing to see just where it goes for just the interest factor of it, rather than a corporation, which is, okay, if it's not making money the way it's supposed to, then scrap it.
Technology
Yeah.
recharge.
So now I got the
Well-
bridge started.
And it's like, I mean, lore did actually come before Data in the series. It's just then stuff happened and he just kind of got shelved for a while.
Yep. Now see that I remember. I'm somewhat of a sci-fi nut.
And Star Trek, you gotta call it the science fantasy. You can't really
Yeah.
go with straight science fiction. They make a few too many jumps to qualify for sci-fi in my book.
Yeah.
Because the view that I'm used to there is, okay, science fiction is you have one or two main changes. That's the conceit for the story, that people can just, okay, they can hand wave, this is the stuff that happened, and then it's, here's the exploration of what this technology, of what this phenomenon, whatever it is, being true, here's what it does to everything else. That's kind of my view of solid sci-fi.
So you're saying because of what they've done, like Picard and the movies and stuff like that, and constantly changing races and things like that, you're just like, it's not sci-fi.
It's basically, they're asking for too many leaps of basically assumption on it. The rules don't really apply. Mm-hmm. And it's basically more, okay, the science in it isn't there to be the focus of the story. It's there to be... It's basically just there to hand wave the weird things that happen that are part of the story, but they aren't really fully explored or utilized all that well.
Yeah, I agree. And that's sort of why I backed away from Star Trek and following it so much. They just kept on changing things. And I tried readjusting. But when they did like the fourth change to how Klingons looked, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done.
Oh yeah, where that reboot series that was like, oh, here's 2 episodes for free, but all the rest you gotta subscribe sort of thing. When they first started doing that, I want to say it was Discovery.
I think it might have been.
And then it led off to the, okay, here's basically the ship going mutiny, and then I don't know, I did not follow that all that well, really.
I think the last one I heavily enjoyed was what was it? Deep Space Nine. That was the last one I really enjoyed. I tried getting into Enterprise, and it had some cool looks and some cool designs, but just really couldn't get into it.
And I did enjoy Deep Space Nine, but because of the fact that I like Babylon 5 first, I'm contractually required to say it's not that great. Yeah, also, I mean, even if I wouldn't really call it sci-fi. It was still good for what it was, at least of like Next Generation, Deep Space Nine eras. Voyager had its issues. I mean, the idea behind it was good.
Yeah.
Execution had its problems. But yeah, especially with the kind of more modern reboots of it there, Trek was supposed to be, and yeah, no, it's not always going to be light and fluffy. And the universe is huge and there are some horrifying things in it. But it's about the discovery and exploration primarily on it there. But turning it into just more of the space opera and just the spectacle and the heavy politics. I mean, okay, yeah, there were hints of the politics side going back over there. I think possibly even from the very beginning, back in the original series, though I don't recall it as much there, but I do definitely remember some of the story arcs over in the Next Generation era. But it was never really the focus of it. But then with the modern reboots bringing that as a focus, it doesn't have the same Trek feel, even though you're putting that skin on it, and it's just not. It's not. I don't know about the rest of the public there, because I mean they got to multiple seasons on stuff, so I guess they were doing well enough at some point. But it's not what I was looking for. Yeah, another good point there, Siki. It's the Borg were supposed to be the big bads, but then, well, I mean, the term came from it anyway. The Borg basically got dwarfed. I think part of the problem that happened with the Borg was they were too good as villains to not use, and so then they got overused. But you can't have something that can wipe out an entire fleet be used regularly without having some way to defeat them. Otherwise, you have no fleet, and then the show ends. So you have to bring them down, which then defeats the entire reason that they were interesting to begin with on it there. But that's also part of the problem when you have so many different writers, and I think even directors, even in the same kind of generation of the show, they're all wanting to go their own way. Yeah, even if you've got the original writer, the showrunner, trying to keep everyone in line, it's not easy hurting that many creative cats.
Yeah.
Oh. I think you may have a problem now.
Why?
Space not uploadable. 3,032 items out of 3,000.
Okay. We're gonna need to put down another base computer. So what I'm gonna do, I know that this corner here, because right at this corner it starts getting really, really heavy, and I can't place anything in this corner. You have to sort of finesse with it. I think I'm going to do, go over here and around the other side of this mountain, I'll put down a base computer.
So how can you tell when you're actually far enough away to get down another one to expand things?
I already know, because on the corner over there that I'm closest to, it wouldn't let me bring up a build. That and all you need to do is just bring up your build menu. And if you don't have all of those tabs up top, that's an automatic giveaway that, hey, you're outside your base building area.
I guess I mean with the base computer, but I do see now across the top there, it's like, okay, cannot build within existing base.
Yeah.
Okay, so I only need to go, like, over at the corner I'm at here, I just have to go halfway up the mountain, and then I could place one.
Yeah, so what I'm
If I actually
doing
had
right
chromatic
now
metal.
is I am making some chromatic metal.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that copper? That's pyrite. Uranium, sodium, copper. And we'll do all of it. Give it a couple minutes, and then we'll have a base computer up.
And yeah, I was thinking that kind of becomes a problem with the idea of franchises as a whole on it there, where it's, okay, you have to expand the franchise, keep making money, but like with so many things, when the focus clicks over from, okay, here's what the original purpose of this was from the creative standpoint or ideological standpoint even, and once the focus hits start making money, you start sacrificing the things that actually made it good in the first place, that actually made it popular, made it desirable, all of that. Because most of the time, those aren't 100% compatible. Those are almost never never compatible at all with squeezing every last dime out of whatever it is you're trying to do. And since if you have to make a sacrifice for something, and the people funding it, they aren't willing to make the sacrifice on their profits, so that's why you wind up with stories that should have ended that keep on going well past the point where they had any relevance or meaning, and just ridiculous levels of escalation on things.
Now let's do a test. Gonna go at one corner where I know I can't build. I'm gonna see if I can build something. Right here. Yep, we're perfectly good.
Alright, so we have to remove a few things off from this side of things to get it below the upload limit, so I'll just start knocking. Well, I suppose you probably want to knock it off from your side there, so you can count it as coming out from that base. How we can convince it that, okay, they are a part of a different base, that's going to be...
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to look up. Oh, okay, that's you.
Yeah.
I did not put that there!
Okay. Yeah, so standing over here, this becomes Getabon Outpost. Mm-hmm. Base uploadable. Then I go to...
Yeah, all we have to do is when we get outside of the unable to upload, we just we'll figure it out.
Okay, so yeah, over here is within range, so I'll just delete some chunks from like over where I was building down there, and then... Okay, yeah, now over here is Little Colony, so I will...
Roll back up. Cancel out.
to 33, so now... Okay. So it says we're under Little Colony. We are at the build limit. You just have to make sure it's part of the outpost instead.
You know, my mech standing right in front of me is not a good way to try to manipulate terrain. And it just jumped right in front of me, like almost right on top of my head.
And you know how to turn the AI off. You know how you can just put it somewhere else, but
Yeah. I'm getting to that point.
yeah.
Because every time I go and move right now, you're sort of like, oh, I won't be right in front of you.
Why would the stream be at midnight, Coolness? And there's some other stuff I was saying around midnight. That's completely unrelated to this.
This here. Back up. Hey, Coolness. Yeah, my streams are never at midnight. They are always at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just means you got an hour and a half of audio you have to go back and watch later.
Yep.
It happens. No worries.
Don't worry. Sickness, the only, or Coolness, the only thing that happens, we play a bunch of Blood Bowl and beat up on Chaos Springer.
Yeah, just didn't call him Cheeseburger this time.
Yep. I came close.
Yeah, glad you could swing by.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by, Coolness. So instead of helping out with, oh, I need more silicate. Yeah, there's one more level of stairs that goes up and then we're done.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if I can get this to extend out, because if I start building back again over at that corner that you're headed towards, it gets to be part of the other outpost. And we can't put any more there, so I'm just seeing if this will extend the border out for it.
Okay. So let's go here. Check something real quick. Yeah, looks good. I hit the wrong key. There we go. E V so go. Go ahead. This that back in, put that back in. There we go.
Okay, so when I was placing it, also it was part of the outpost. Now looking back at the colony, it's saying it's part of the colony. So that's going to be something we need to figure out. Well, let's take it. That means you're volunteering to be our clipping channel. Thank you.
Here. So here, this, rid of these, rid of that. We'll just keep these square. There we go. All that done. There's that. So what I'm going to do, it goes back to that way. I'm going to go this way. Dump the gap here. Oh, that's his freighter. Okay. Lowering freighter. I recognized that had orange icon. I was like, okay, that explains that. Because all the other freighters have a white icon. Someone paid attention to when I was doing.
Clipping. Yeah,
I take
that's how it goes.
Yeah, I take it you paid attention to my naming thing on how to change the color.
No. Not sure what you're talking about right there.
Oh, I know why it's orange. It's because we're grouped.
Yeah.
You can actually change the color and the icons on your freighters, ships, and stuff like that when you see them on screen. I have a whole entire video showing that off. People freaked when I did a video on it. They're like, wait, you can do this? I'm like, yeah. Excellent. Would have been cooler.
Okay, you're gonna have to take out the corner of the mountain over there because I can't edit the terrain for it.
Okay, I'll worry about taking out the
I'll
terrain.
keep building along this side.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go back because I need silicate anyways. So let's go back to the area where you're talking about.
Actually, wait. How? So we've got the flat around it, then the ramp, then flat ramp, and then just the flat at the top. So we don't actually need this last set of stairs I'm building right now, do we?
So it should have 3 sets of stairs going up.
Okay, so 3 stairs and total of 4 flats then.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right, so we do want this one.
Weapon charge depleted.
Here.
Technology recharge.
All right. Yeah, so going this way, it went back over to Little Colony. Do you want me just to keep building anyway, and then you'll deal with the upload issue later?
Yeah, we'll worry about the upload issue later.
All right.
Okay, got that all cleaned up so that you can start building more there. Go. I think that's everything. I should have more silicate power. Let me check here. 500 and something. We'll put that there. Out. Go over here. Ow.
Then we're going to have to get you into a proper flight sim here soon, just so you can beat those allegations I keep making.
Allegations? What allegations?
That you can't fly.
Yeah. I need to get Hotas first.
Mm-hmm.
Once I have the Hotas, then.
Mm-hmm.
And the great thing is if something goes wrong, well, you got Sticky to blame, right?
Congratulations, Sticky. You've upgraded from audience member to scapegoat.
I like that. Local streamer hijacks audience demands clipping. Great thing is I never once said that. That was all Zabby. I'm free and clear.
Yeah, but it's your channel, so you still get the blame for it, so I'm happy with that.
I see how it is. Just before you start your channel, the objective is to destroy my channel so your channel has better odds. Ah, dirty, rotten scoundrel. I like Coolness's response. Why do you do this to my poor boy?
And the answer to all this is, you can't be a game dev without being a bit of a sadist.
Sticky. Not not nice at all.
I see this mech floating in midair, just shooting lasers down at the train.
Well, I have to get some silicate powder anyways, so I was just like, hey, we need to clear out some of this terrain for what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You actually want to come over here and put the walkway up here. The rampway's up on this side where I have to clear out terrain. That way I know where to clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the last section that needs to be done too anyway.
Oh, hey, excellent.
Yeah, so this corner where I'm standing definitely needs a zap. Thank you. Yes, running along placing stuff while dodging giant red beams of doom from the sky.
I wonder, where are you? Hold still, I'm trying death from above.
Hey, you gotta earn that. Oh, I saw something just crunch down over there. So I think I'm getting particle effects from something you're doing. But your mech is still...
Oh! I did it! I landed on you. Unfortunately, it does nothing.
Yeah, I've got your mech still halfway between the corners there. At higher than I'm able to reach it with the jetpacks. Yeah, that explains the dust cloud. Now that I see it over on the stream, yeah, that's where the dust clouds I was seeing were. So it can play the particle effects properly, but the models are in no way in sync.
Yeah. I think they need to do a bit better job for their netcode. And they definitely have to be doing, if they, what they have planned for Light No Fire, they have to work better on their netcode.
Mm-hmm.
Light No Fire's netcode has to be way better. They're wanting it to be all one world for everyone. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Oh, they're saying even single instance?
Uh-huh. It's one shared Earth world. Earth-sized world.
That is... is ambitious. Not going to deny that.
Yes, but when they talked about doing No Man's Sky and what they were planning on doing with No Man's Sky, people said it was ambitious and no way a small team could do it. And look at what they've done.
I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying it's definitely not going to be easy to get it done.
But hey, at least they're taking on the challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm buying Light No Fire when it comes out for one simple reason. They've proven themselves to me.
Let's see, so we got join the Controlled Chaos community, folks. Lies, paranoia, and slander. I mean, those are all good selling points. Let's see, you've been accepted into an internet group when they blame you for all their ills. Also true.
Yep.
And you've been speaking mostly truth tonight here, Sticky.
See, one day you're going to
Carve into a cave and get attacked by a giant space bear.
No, you're wrong there, Sticky. It's Space Puppy. What was that just went?
So actually,
Thank you, Darren, for subscribing.
oh, cool. Glad to have you join in here. And also, Sticky, what you just said, shared the earth, sounds like a nightmare to create. That actually just made me remember. It's not exactly in the way that they're probably going to do it. And I have no idea, and actually from what I remember of it, it wasn't terribly efficient to begin with. But for something of that scale, Second Life, not Second Life 2, because that one went instanced for focusing on things, but the mainland grid for Second Life was pretty freaking huge. And again, it was fully shared, everything streamed in. So it's actually a version of the tech that can handle it does exist.
So, Zeb, you ready to get a little upset? That top row of stairs? We don't need.
That's what I was asking.
It can be destroyed.
And you're the one breaking into tears over it here.
You can just put a wall. Actually, guardrails. Mm-hmm. So I'll start tearing down and putting up or you start tearing down, and I will start.
Yeah, because you've actually got the model for the guardrails there.
Yeah, because I want to do the stone guardrails that I already have.
Okay.
So choose a point and let's get going.
It would help if it would stick with the part of the menu that I want it to be on. Okay, because so while I'm in edit mode, I can't actually sprint because then that goes over to the change. So recommend doing this at a light jog.
I'm having to do this carefully because it's bouncing between being under and over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it. I'm tired of you stomping around, maxing my build-up. Where'd you go? Where are you?
Yeah, now it's hiding.
Yeah, it knows I'm gonna pull its brain out. Exocraft. Okay, there's the body. Left arm. Autopilot. There, you're brain dead.
And you've just made yourself an enemy of the rebellion.
Are you still walking around? You're still walking around. I just made you brain dead.
Oh, the rebellion today. Nice to know.
AI piloting package off. It should not be following me around. I yanked its brain. I hear you stomping around still. You yank its brain, what does it do? It still functions. There's something wrong there. What's the point of giving it a brain if it still functions without it?
I mean, you're the artist. I mean...
It is! Look at that! You guys saw me yank the brain! The brain's been yanked out!
Did you actually go... you just disable it through, like, the Z menu, right? Or the X menu?
Let me go through here. Bring this back up. I'll put the brain back in.
Yeah, otherwise the command is probably going to be locked out.
Okay, so that's installed. Okay, Z menu. Okay,
Yeah, it might be the X menu. It'll be in, like, the secondary tools, like where
X.
you've got the flashlight.
Multi-tool. Change secondary weapon. No.
It should be all the way at the end.
There we go. I disabled it. It continues following after that.
Then it's
So-
just hilarious.
I yanked the brain out. It still functions. You have to actually disable the AI.
Yeah, so
So
basically...
it's like wireless. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess having it in there basically just enables that menu option.
Yeah.
So you could, in theory, that'd be an interesting thing to do a test on. So turn it on, have it fully AI enabled, then remove the tech module so you get the slot back.
Oh, you do have those.
Because I duplicated it.
Okay.
As long as I'm working from a duplicate, I don't have to have the pattern myself.
Okay. So I ran out of silicon powder, so I'm just gonna let you do your thing.
Yeah, and then once we finish up this ledge here, we're probably going to need to call it for the night because it is almost 8.
Yes. That's the plan, is to get this railing in, call it for the night, and then next stream we can work on the benches, or should we work on another ride? Because all we have to do is put the benches in. Or should we work on another ride? Because this is pretty much 99% done.
I think part of it's going to be once you figure out what to do about the upload issue before we put in any more time on this big structure here.
Yeah. So we'll move on to something else. We just need to figure out what to do for the next part of the base.
Yeah, and so probably each ride, like each section of the base is going to have its own base computer as well then.
Yeah. I think
And
you're right.
We're going to have to be careful about doing something on this scale as well, because this is clearly beyond the limits of something easy. Because, I mean, if we can basically make it so, all right, one base computer per attraction, then that would sync up fairly well. And by renaming them, I think that would add a kind of a neat thing of, oh, you've now entered, like, whatever. Like
The bumper
you've
car
now,
ride. The
stuff
you
like that.
The racetrack course. Merry-go-round.
Yeah, you'll probably need to delete that one. Just I don't have to change modes here.
Okay, I got it. You know, instead of hitting the scan button first, I should hit the Z button first.
Yeah, it'll make it a little bit easier to do.
I'm following behind you just in case I have to clean up any messes you make.
Yeah, we can certainly normally it's the other way around. I don't mind. Okay, I think we have the full loop in.
We do? That is completely finished.
Yeah, some minor technical issues to deal with later on, but
Yeah.
structurally it's complete.
Yeah, structurally it's complete. Full functionality, it's not complete because, well, we gotta get the chairs in. Overall, I like the fact that there's a walkway that goes over this way and comes down. Probably do want to add in some sides to that, which I can do.
Well, before you get too far here, let me just toss you the rest of my silicate.
Well, I'm actually using wood for this one.
Oh, fine then. Try to be helpful, and what do you get?
Hey, that's what you get for having a smart ass partner.
Well, some kind of ass.
I can just see the comments now flowing in. What I should do is find the highest point of this walkway and leave one of the railings off and just that alone name it Chaos Drop. That would be funny. Like, I'll find the highest point. I think that is the highest. There we go. I just created Chaos Drop.
So now you need to get a little holographic sign that you can put next to it. And then make the Dark Souls reference. Just have it say, try jumping.
I'm looking, you bastard.
Oh, you already went down to ground level.
Let's see. There. That. That. What? Well, there's there. Every biker needs a free ride. You might as well.
Now, if only we could force it to spawn a whole bunch of carnivorous plants just right at the landing point, too.
At that point, we need to change the name to Sticky's Plunge. Ah. I'm sorry, Sticky, I just had to. I want to build a wonder projector. Yeah, I don't have anything that would let me do what you're talking about.
Huh. I thought you could have, like, signposts or comms modules
There's an
or something like
illuminated
that.
sign. Let's go ahead. Let's go here.
Just make a doorway.
Doorway, and then where's the illuminated sign? There we go. That works.
Yeah?
Go ahead, give the ride to test.
Whee!
Come on.
Only about a quarter of a health bar. You can do better.
Yeah, we need to do better. Because I did 10%. We gotta do better. Okay, that one will be called Sticky's Plunge, and then we need to go ahead and make another one that's higher up called Chaos Plunge.
I do recall, because I was poking around onto the No Man's Sky Reddit the other day, and I came across a bunch of stuff talking about suborbital bases.
Yes, that's what we'll do. What we'll do is we'll put a teleporter in this main room, and then straight up above, we'll create another teleporter that'll be on a little bitty pad, so you move even the slightest way, you fall right off. That'll be the Chaos Plunge.
There you go.
That we can work on next week.
It'll be educational for people who have no idea how to actually make those types of bases, too.
Yeah, there's multiple ways, tactics of doing them. And I know each of the tactics.
Nice.
So... drill into the ground to make a pit. So many things wrong just went through my mind when you mentioned that. I'm thinking, okay, if this is Sticky's, the Sticky ride, and then you drill a hole, it's can you hit Sticky's hole? Just sounds so wrong to me in so many ways.
Well, there goes your PG rating.
It's PG. I mean, they got donut holes. Sticky holes is probably the holes from Sticky Buns. Never know.
And to be fair, as a food name, Sticky Buns itself is a little bit suspect.
Yes. But it's an actual food, so hence, therefore, I said absolutely nothing completely wrong. Of course, Sticky's probably all bright red, but... Sit there going, best as I are. That, or he's either doing a like a British type laugh if he's in England. Because I know you're over in the Europe, so I don't know if it's, you know, England, Europe, or where in Europe, but... Ren and Stimpy violated. That's good. That's really, really good. So it was funny because when I was hanging out in No Nate's channel watching his stream, he was talking about when streaming actually becomes more enjoyable for a streamer. And this is good for you, Zabby. He stated you just gotta get used to talking to yourself and talking about interesting things to zero people. And then once the chatters start popping in, like, you know, how I have Sticky, Coolness, and stuff like that, you have people to play off of in chat, which will make it not so hard. And then once you start getting into around a 20 viewers average in your streams, that's when the chat's really sort of popping off, and then you're sort of having to focus a bit of time on game, bit of time on chat, and chat can distract you and get you killed, which we just about did today. Okay, so you're all about the haggis. And wearing those knee-high skirts. I mean kilts.
Now remember, he's the red one.
Oh, well, here's the great thing, Sticky. I am wanting to visit Scotland. So it's on my bucket list. I want to visit London just so I can visit the headquarters of Games Workshop. I want to visit Scotland, the Netherlands, Japan. But the first place I'm visiting is Vancouver, British Columbia. That's, well, first place outside the United States. Multiple personality disorder. I like that. Streaming is multiple personality disorders with friends. So Zowie should fit in perfectly fine.
That's kind of a thing that I've seen on there, where occasionally you'll just see giant rounds of messages coming up saying, "Hey streamer, chat isn't real.
Yeah.
The accident wasn't your fault. You have to wake up now."
Yeah. Furry streamer bullies Scotsman in space. I so picture that when I do a camera reveal, what I want to be wearing when Sticky is on. When he first sees it, I want to have a top piece of a Space Marine, but wearing a furry puppy mask.
Like a mascot head there.
Yeah. Just watch Sticky go, holy crap! It'd be funny as all hell.
Where Sticky says that, and then the first thing that comes to my mind is I've got Chewbacca and Scotty arguing down in engineering about how to fix something.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I've been thinking about doing is doing a VTuber type thing where I have a virtual character created. And I've been thinking about doing that for a long time, but I couldn't come up with a design. What if we took Sticky's space puppy concept and make it a reality for my avatar? What would you think of that, Sticky?
Tech-wise, it's definitely doable. And you get the assets, I can probably help you get it together and working.
Oh, yeah. Of course, with everything else I have on my plate, I'd probably contract someone out to model it and skin and rig it. Because then it'd be months and months and months down the line before I get to the video game stuff. And I really want to get to making video games again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Ewoks are the true furry. See, I'm not going to do a space war. I was thinking more with the puppy head as an homage to you calling my guys space puppies. And it's going to be a rough reference of a Space Marine torso.
And some confusion's good for people.
Confusion's always good. And make the avatar unique. And the great thing is I have the camera to handle it. And the great thing is that I actually have full arm movements and stuff like that. Here's the great thing. I spent zilch on the camera. And the great thing is it can scan objects and make 3D models out of them.
Oh yeah, I remember we got that one from the demo
Intel.
thing that they did years back. Yeah.
Yep. Intel was showing off their new technology, and they invited me to come check it out and give a little bit of feedback. And they gave me a prototype one, and then when it actually released, they shipped me a release version. Yeah, so I may do that just so that you guys can get some kind of facial reaction and stuff like that. And plus, you know, just by what I say, I could have it throw emotes off and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, you know, I've been collecting resources for that for a while, so
yes. I know
once you've got
to
something
reach
in
out to
mind,
you
I've
to
got
do
a
that.
lot to pass to you.
Yes. So I will look into that and I'll see how much it would cost to get the model made, rigged, and skinned, because I want to focus more on the game stuff and things like that to teach you guys, because then you'll be learning modeling, you'll be learning texturing, you'll be learning basics of animation, you'll be learning blueprints in Unreal Engine along with me, because I'll be learning it with you guys. And that'll be really, really cool. And the great thing is a lot of the tools I'm going to be showing you guys, it's free. 3D modeling software I used when I was making the 3D models and animations for the stream starting soon, ending, and stuff like that, it's Blender. It's 100% free. Just download it at blender.org. No cost whatsoever. They take donations. Anyways, I think we should call this an end, because I know Zabby has work in the morning. So we will say our goodbyes. I personally want to thank you guys for sticking around and watching. Zabby?
Yeah, and thanks everyone for coming by on Singles Awareness Evening, and hope that you have a good rest of your night.
Yep. Enjoy, everyone. Remember, come by on Friday where we are doing Blood Bowl. Have a good night.